Okay, now we're going to take a step away and we're going to talk about some segments. Notice none of these are angles, none of these are arcs. These are all talking about segments. And we're talking about tangent lines. And the first thing I'm going to tell you here is that tangent lines, this tangent line is equal to this one. If two tangents go out and touch a point outside the circle, those two tangent lines are equal. And we're going to use that on these first three questions. So if this side is 15, this side is 15. Then they like to do it with these kind of problems where they want us to figure out what the perimeter is. So you have to be kind of clever on these and figure out which parts go together. These two tangents go together. These two tangents go together. And these go together. Well, if this side is 9.8, this is just what we said here. If this is 9.8, this is 9.8. But how can I find this missing piece? Well, this is where I'm just going to subtract. If I know this whole thing is 19.8 and the pink part is 9.8, you just subtract to find this one is 10. Then if this one is 10, this other orange one is 10. Then I can subtract to find this green one, which is 6.3. And if this is 6.3, this side is 6.3. Now what I really want to find is the perimeter. That means add up all the sides. But I don't want to add up all the numbers on this picture because these two just made this one here. So what I suggest is go around the sides. I need to add that side, I need to add this number, and I need to add this number. Go around and circle the ones you need to add so that you don't make a mistake. And again, I would kind of put a mark where I'm going to start. I'm going to make that my starting point. I'm going to go around here, 19.8 plus 9.8 plus 6.3 plus 16.3, and I get 52.5. These are really easy questions, but it's really easy to add it up wrong at the end and get it wrong. Same thing on this other one. I'm going to go through and mark the parts that are the same. And you have to figure out where you're starting. Well, I know this, the orange one, that's 10.3 and 10.3. And I know this is 8.8 and 8.8. Okay, now I need to subtract these to get this one. And this one is 13. And if this one's 13, this one's 13. And then I need to subtract to get the green one here, which is 6.1. And then this one's 6.1. And again, this is where you want to be careful to add up the right stuff. So I need this side. I need this side, I need this number, that's this whole side here, and I need this number, that's that whole side there. And I'm going to mark where I'm going to start. I'm going to go around. See if we can get that where you can see it. There we go. 10.3, 10.3, 6.1. And I get 76.4. Okay, now the other notes up here that I gave you was if I have a chord and it passes and it bisects the diameter or the radius like this, these two pieces are equal to each other. And if I draw this one in right here, this is the radius of the circle. So what we're going to do is we're just going to have some parts that we know and some parts that we're looking for here. So on here, if I know the radius on this side is 15.7, how long is this side right here? Well, that's also the radius, so that's also 15.7. So to find y, I do 15.7 minus 5.6, and I get y is 10.1. And I also said these two sides, if I cut it with the radius, these two sides are equal. So if this is 12, this is 12. Same thing on the next one. If this is 7, this is also 7, because that's our rule from right here. And then this is a radius, and this is a radius, and this is a radius, so y is 7.9. These are all radius. On this one, this is a radius, and this is a radius, so if this is 13, this is 13. And if the radius is 13, then this whole thing here is 13. So to find y, I can do 13 minus 5.4, and we can get that that is 7.6 is y.